So how is life for someone who owns their own company? That's something I'm going to speak to you guys about today. Now, I have to be honest, I'm not feeling too well, so bear with me. The energy levels, all that might be a little bit low. See, the realities of being someone who owns their own business, it's not as luxurious, not as fun, and not happy days all the time. Sometimes it's a bit of a lonely place, I have to be honest. Like sometimes people don't understand what you're going through because you're trying to make ends meet, you're trying to run a business, you're trying to grow, and you're relying on your own work. See, if you go work a job, you get paid a wage, a salary, and you, technically, even if you don't work, you probably will get paid at least for that month until you get sacked. But when you've got your own business, you have to put the work in, you have to try hard, and you have to make it work. So being someone who owns their own business, it definitely comes with responsibility. You have to motivate yourself. See, if you don't motivate yourself, you're not going to make money. It's just the reality of it. So someone who owns their own business has to always be motivating themselves to put in the work, put in the hard graft. That's not to say it's not fun. That's not to say it's not challenging, because it is. I believe that actually starting your own business, starting your own company can be hugely challenging. But sometimes that's where the fun is. I mean, sometimes people ask me and they say, look, when are you going to stop? What are you going to be happy with? What's that number? And I have to be honest, for me, there isn't a number. For me, I enjoy it. It's like saying to you, you play Friday night football with your friends. When are you going to stop playing Friday night football? It wouldn't make sense. Why would someone ask that question? Because they think or they believe you enjoy it. And that's the same for me. I enjoy it. I enjoy the challenges. I enjoy the challenges that come with having your own business. I enjoy growing and grafting and doing that. That's something I like. But it does come with its challenges. I mean, you do have a lot of pressure on you, especially if you start employing people, because now, guess what? It's not just about making money for yourself. You're now responsible for paying the wages of everyone else in your team. And so you need to make sure that the business is making enough money, not for you. Obviously, you need to pay and work for yourself and earn money for yourself, but also for the people within the company. The company should also be making enough money to support its staff, because you're responsible now for your staff. And that sounds brilliant. It sounds great. You're managing people now. You're employing people now. Oh, fantastic. Your company's growing, but it is you that needs to make sure that they are getting paid. And wages are a lot of money. If you have just three people that you're employing, that means if you're paying them £20,000 a year, roughly £1,600 a month, you're looking at £4,800 per month cost of employing 3 people. So your business needs to be making £7,000, £8,000, £9,000, £10,000 a month to even think about employing 3 people. So yeah, sure, I talk to you guys about the fun and the good times and, oh, it's going to be great. But actually, you do have to think about the times where it's going to be a lonely period, because guess what? Most people are in a job and most people are working a job. And so they will not understand the pressure maybe you're going through. Most people are not employing people. They're not going to understand the pressure of not only paying yourself, but also paying them. The business continuously needs to make money, and that does mean that you have to handle the pressure on yourself. But I will say this, as someone who has ran his own company, as someone who owns my own company and is trying to grow on a continuous basis, you guys need to be looking at other streams of income. You guys need to be looking at in other ways, and you should always be looking at standing out from the crowd. Now, what do I mean by standing out from the crowd? You should always be thinking, how can I do things differently to stand out from the crowd? The market. Because if you're doing the same as everyone else, then sure, you might make a lot of money. Sure, you might do all right. But actually, if you could do things differently, if you can make things better for your customers, whatever the business is, if you can make things more acceptable, more appropriate, more appealing for your customers or for the people who in essence will be paying you, then really and truly you're solidifying your business. You're giving your business an opportunity to grow. You're giving your business an opportunity to stay for a long time. A lot of businesses do fail within the first year or 2 years because actually they're trying to stand out from the crowd, and the crowd's already doing the same thing. So how do you stop your business from failing? My advice would be you always want to do things differently, and that doesn't necessarily mean a lot of money that you have to invest into the business. It could just mean you're working a lot harder. It could just mean you're getting into work at 6 o'clock in the morning rather than 9 o'clock. It just means for that first 1 or 2 years, you're working harder than everyone else because you're trying to stand out from the crowd. And trust me when I say this, your customers, the people who are paying you the money, the people who are looking to purchase your products whatever that is, will know if you're working very hard. And if they know you're working very hard on something, then guess what? They'll be happy to pay whatever you're asking them to pay within reason, because they know that you've worked hard for it. But if they're not seeing that, if they're not seeing the background story, if they're not understanding why you're charging so much and what's the purpose behind it, then maybe they won't be accepting of paying an amount that you want them to pay. So I'll tell you this, it is hard. No doubt being a business owner is not easy. You have the responsibility and the pressure of so many things. Look, no doubt if you can make it a success, it makes you feel great. It makes you feel like you've accomplished something. And I think you all should feel like that. However, you want to try stick out from the crowd. And that's the advice I will leave you with. So I hope this video has been of benefit. Barakallahu feek. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.